When you think of a Daedra, specifically Dremora, what kind of picture do you have in your head? Maybe like a fierce warrior, fearless, loyal. And yeah, I would agree, that was my perception of Dremora as well, but there is one trait among these three that is colossally wrong, as a matter of fact, something that I just learned from reading these audiobooks, and I am going to indulge on that thought. Join me when we find out why Dremora are actually not what they seem to be. Most of us are aware that Daedra cannot die in the common sense, right? So when a Daedra dies, they go back into their plane of oblivion and they reform. And we actually have primary sources for that, and even if you know all that, we have to have a quick look at that because it will become crucially important later on for the point I'm trying to make. So I have a book here prepared for you. Don't worry, it's not the whole audiobook, alright? It is from the Chaotic Creatia, the Azure Plasm. It's part of the Cold Harbor Shalados library, and there is one particularly paragraph that is of interest for us, and it says, quote, wait, I need my glasses. It has long been understood that a Daedra who lacks the anuic animus known as the soul is not killed when its body is destroyed. A Daedra slain upon Mundus is merely banished back to its plane of origin, where its morphotype or vestige, you've heard of that, haven't ya, gradually forms a new body so that eventually the Daedra lives again. This happens as well when a Daedra is slain in its native oblivion. That's very interesting. That's important, right? Keep that in mind. The reformation process is super important because we will get to that in just a second. Trust me, it's super exciting. So let's get over to the point that I want to make in this video. In the book Spirit of the Daedra, we have a first-hand experience, or not experience, but a first-hand narration of a Daedra. And that Daedra wants to tell us something. Here, have a listen. This is from the audiobook I created.
But we are not all brave. We feel pain and fear it. We feel shame and fear it. We feel loss and fear it. We hate the darkness and fear it.
Huh, that's pretty interesting, isn't it? They say we feel pain and fear it. That makes sense, I suppose. Pain is not pleasant, right? So you want to avoid it. We feel shame and fear it. Makes sense. They have like their loyal honor code kind of thing. We feel loss and fear it. Why the fuck do they have to drill now? Jesus Christ. We feel loss and fear it. That's interesting. What do they mean with loss? Do they refer to losing in battle? Or do they refer to loss in a sense of something they hold dear gets like killed or destroyed or whatever? So that's the first mystery here. And the next one, that's the most important thing. We hate the darkness and fear it. Well, I don't know about you, but when I first read that, I was like, dude, the Deadlands and Cold Harbor, they are all fucking dark, all right? There is no light, basically. So how can you be afraid of the darkness? And then I was like,
big brain time.
Maybe it's an analogy, right? Maybe it's an analogy. Darkness. What could darkness mean other than like the absence of light, right? Here's my thoughts. What if the reformation process the Daedra go through, where they, like when they get banished, when they die, quote unquote, they go back to oblivion, like we learned, and they reform into another form of themselves. But here is my question. What happens to a consciousness of a Daedra when they are in the midst of that reformation process? What if the darkness this Dremora is referring to here is actually referring to the darkness that they perceive when they are in the midst of this reformation process? So that would give us a whole different perception of Daedra to begin with, and it is further supported by the fact that the same Dremora says in the same book later,
the Dremora have deep thoughts and must master fear to overcome it.
So that means that Daedra are not fearless, but they are afraid as heck. They are afraid they must master that fear, which makes them brave. They are brave and not fearless, alright? So that's a whole different aspect. That means that Dremora are not driven by anger or hate like we would perceive them to be driven by, but by fear. And that means when you encounter a Dremora in Elder Scrolls Online or whatever game you play in from the Elder Scrolls universe, and that Dremora appears to be fearless, then you know they are actually afraid at the core, and they master that fear and they appear fearless. So that's a whole new dimension, a whole new context how you perceive Daedra. And now I hear you, alright? Now I hear you. You might be saying now, yeah, but, you know, Dremora, they are not really the pinnacle of truth-telling, right? Maybe they are lying. Maybe this Dremora is lying. And I get your point, but who is this book directed to? We find an answer to this, as a matter of fact, in the next page, where the Dremora says the following.
Perhaps you find scams comic and their mind brutish. How then do you imagine we view you, humans? You are the prey, and we are the huntsman. The scams are the hounds, and the vermin the beaters. Your flesh is sweet, and the chase is diverting.
So what we know now is this book is directed at mortals, humans in this instance. I don't really know what humans are when we have Bretons, Nords, and all that. Is a Nord not a human? Is a Breton not a human? I don't know. I don't know why it says humans, but whatever. So this Daedra, this Dremora specifically, is directly talking to the mortals. So this Dremora wants the mortals to know we are afraid. Why? Why does the Dremora want the mortals to know this? Because that's the question I have for you right now, because I don't know if the Dremora is lying. I ask you to present to me a reason. Because Dremora, usually when they lie, they have a goal. They have a manipulative goal in mind. But what is the goal here? If mortals know that Daedra are afraid, how do the Daedra profit off of that? I don't have an answer to this. So do you have an idea why the Dremora want mortals to know that they are afraid? This is where you come into play, alright? I don't know, please help me out in the comments, because I don't know. All this knowledge that I'm getting here is all from the books I'm reading for the audiobooks, so I'm also learning. If you know more, let me know. And also let me know what you think about my theory that the reformation process is the part, or is the darkness this Dremora is referring to. I'm really curious to see what you have to say. Also, the whole consciousness thing is super interesting to me. If you have any idea about that, let me know in the comments below. If you like audiobooks, from now on they don't go online on this channel anymore. I have created a new channel, Lamer Scrolls it's called. There is nothing there just yet. I will link it down below. I just created that. The audiobooks will go live there, and here on this channel I don't exactly know just yet what I want to do. Probably more ESO or more compressed lore content. So yeah, I would appreciate if you could subscribe to that new channel if you're interested into the audiobooks. And to like this video, you know, for all algorithm and all that stuff, you know, it fucking sucks lately with my channel. I don't know what to tell you, it sucks, alright? But nevertheless, I hope you have a great day. I hope you have an awesome day. You take care of yourself, and I see you next time.